I have 3 tricks to help you hit those high notes. Let's get straight into it. So you're trying to get your mix to free up at the top, but it gets stuck. It can't seem to break through certain areas of your range. Here are 3 things that you can do to help right now. We're going to use the syllable mum as our go-to example for all 3 of these tricks. The first one is to take your hands and cup them around one ear and the opposite side of your mouth. So you're creating this bounce back effect, and it's important to make sure that your fingers are sealed. Don't sort of keep them open. You're creating a shield of sound right here, and have that hand over your nose and mouth, and then over your ear. Bring them a little bit towards each other. You'll immediately notice you hear your voice get louder if you were to talk while doing this. So I want you to say, ma, 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 and you'll hear a lot of amplified volume. It almost sounds too loud for your own ears. That's okay. Live there for a second. And then we're going to play with the scale and go, ma, 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 ma. And as you walk down, ma, 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 mum, ma, 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 mum, ma, 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 mum, ma, 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 mum, you'll find that it's actually a lot easier to be loud and to be free at the same time. And a lot of this is a psychological trick because your ear is instantly hearing how loud that frequency is, and it tells our brain, oh, I don't have to push. I'm already really, really full, powerful, loud up here. So it helps to amplify your volume while also increasing your release, which is a win-win. The second trick I want to show you is actually plugging your ears. So you're going to take your fingers and push this little ear part, I don't know what it's called, down to seal your ears, okay? And you'll instantly notice that when you start talking, you can almost hear your voice kind of muted, but it's on the inside of your head. So now instead of hearing your voice on the outside, you're actually sort of listening in on the inside. And then I want you to hum, okay? Say, This sound is naturally resonating on the inside when your mouth is closed. And NG operates the same way. And when you can hear the inside, it's sort of like the difference between if you were to hum without plugging your ears, listening to a conversation on one side of a closed door that is happening on the opposite side of the door. And so it's kind of a muffled sound. So if I'm going, like that, it can be a little tricky. I might break a little bit because I'm trying to listen in on the opposite side. And I can connect, right? But if I struggle to connect, especially in something like humming, plugging my ears can really help me because it trains my ear to hone in on the right frequency of sound that I'm looking for, which is a buzzing, biting, clean line of sound. That it becomes a lot more clear when I'm listening, as if I've stepped now onto the inside of that room that I was eavesdropping from, and now I can hear the conversation in full, right? So if I go, it sounds a little bit different. And when you can really, really get your mind to connect to the sound that you're listening for, it helps us to stay the course of that coordination as you're sliding or singing in a scale. So you can go, and it's a little bit easier. The third trick that I have for you for finding those higher notes with power and freedom is actually to bend over and hinge from the waist. So I'm going to turn to the side so I don't fall over and hit my piano and scoot my chair forward so that I can really fall into that sound. And I really want to let my body use gravity to fall into it, not try to catch myself, but I want to go ma 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 ma, ma 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 ma. And as I fall forward, that release, now if I'm catching myself and slowing myself down, this doesn't work. You have to let yourself fall into it. So the highest note is the lowest part of your body. And what happens is when that gravity kind of takes over, it becomes very difficult for my voice to hold on to tension because my body is feeling free. It's kind of this idea of why rubbing your belly and patting your head is difficult. It's because you're training and telling your body to send 2 different signals to things like your arms that are wanting to do things simultaneously together and mirror one another. And when you don't, you have to make a conscious choice to do something different with each hand. That's why it's kind of tricky. So when you're falling into that sound, it's difficult for the voice to hold on to tension while the body is feeling free. So we're really trying to connect the mind to the muscle when we do this. I want you to try these 3 tricks, right? So we are cupping the hands around the mouth so that you can really tap into the freedom that comes from that resonance. and that natural volume that your ear hears, plugging your ears so that you can tap into that ping of resonance on a humming sound, and then falling into it as you fall forward to release those notes. So those are 3 great, easy tricks to help you right now.